Hello, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. Um, tonight a certain gangrel has asked permission to be in the bathhouse that is owned by the Primogen of Glentordor, known as the Iron Rose. And so when he'll be greeted by this lovely lady right here, a ghoul of the Primogen. She's seen Thorvald a few times. She'll smile at him. Thorvald, hello. Are you here to see the lady?
Thorvald's sort of hunched over a little bit. Not quite all the way, but he looks at Tamara. And when she says his name, he says, Tamara. You needn't bother her if she is busy. I just wanted to be in the warm water a while.
I'm sure she has no objections to this. Come, and she'll guide him to not the one he's used to. It's a bath, but it's a bit smaller than the big main one. It's more of a personal one. There's room for, I'd say, a maximum of 3 people.
Mm.
2, 3 people. Three would be really tight. He takes you there.
He nods to her. He'll wait. He starts taking off his armor, but he's not going to fully undress in front of her because he's a gentleman. He's just not going to do that.
But she smiles and she leaves.
Thorvald undresses and very carefully lowers himself into the water.
So after I'd say 10, 10 to 15 minutes, um, the door will open. Margot will walk in, wearing very thin robes, as she puts her feet in the water. Her legs in the water. As she's still sitting on the edge. And she smiles. Felvor.
He will bow. He'll just sort of do a sort of nod, like sort of bow as much as he can in the water to her, and he says, Primogen. But you can see that there's pain on his face. There's evidence of bruising.
She'll touch his face. Like she's caressing his face. Are you alright?
I'm fine, thank you.
What happened to you?
It seems that I displeased my sire by acting inappropriately at the Elysium, by insulting the Setite.
What did you say?
Well, I caused a scene, didn't I?
I shall not.
And his Primogen was offended, and I was punished.
Remind, actually, no, she would remember. I don't, but OC, what did he say to you?
I don't know if Marco wasn't there. I don't think.
Which one was it? Was it,
I think it was the first night.
yeah, if it were the first night, she wasn't there. Yes, you did say it was the first night. So, she'll smile and goes, so, may I ask what you said? What your words were?
I He was taking interest in, well, the thing it was a stupid move on my part, but I needed to cause a distraction to get him away from the stone tablet. Irene wanted the item removed, and he was very curious about it. I was suspicious. I thought he might try and take it from Giles.
We wouldn't want that.
He was using his snake tongue in the Elysium, which I did not know was a deformity of his blood rather than a discipline, as I know that the Setites can use their tongues for other things, combat. Am I questioning him on the use of it in Elysium in front of others? Because I was pretty sure he was up to something. He proceeded by saying that he would bring the wrath of his clan down upon me for insulting him.
I shall nod.
I spoke out of turn. He is an Unsullier.
She nods. Yes. He's an Ancilla. You will learn with time when to speak, when is the best time to speak, even as an Ancilla. It's just, well, I like to think that the rule of the Ancilla speaking first was invented by one who had never grown to learn when to speak and when to stay quiet.
I was trying to protect my friends. I was foolish.
You will learn.
In any case, my sire is displeased. She doesn't want me interfering in court politics. And she said she will reply to you herself.
And she'll nod. I find that the best way to do this, what you described me, if you wanted to cause a distraction, a scene, especially one where he would have been seen, was to give him compliments, shower him with them, get everybody involved so that everybody spoke about him and looked at him. You don't get in trouble because all you did was pay compliments and you play distraction. And if he was going to try and sneak off with a tablet, you just made his job a lot. She wouldn't say job. You just made his goal a whole lot harder.
I failed. My sire is angry with me. And I've disappointed my clan.
That is understandable. I hope. And she looks at him, but you will heal fast. And you will learn. Failure is just as much part of what makes us than our successes.
He sort of floats in the water toward her legs.
Learn from your mistakes. Them a weapon.
Hmm. You can easily tell that Thorwald's not really himself. He's gone quite withdrawn.
Say a short smile. Is it? Well, it's a kind of a strange smile. Is it that beating that took away the fire inside you, or is it something else?
Pride is my sin. I dare not go home to Madeline at the moment. If I go to see Madeline, she will say that it is. She'll be less sympathetic than you about my punishment. In fact, she might enjoy it.
She'll smile.
And if I go to my girl, she'll only fuss. So
And
I
she'll
intend to stay here for a while.
nod. You made it clear to me that you were going back to her. We may be lovers, but I cannot punish you. You do not serve me. What you did was, well, as you said, you failed at your duty, but I cannot punish you myself. I can only give you advice. I can only give you advice. What you did was not insulting to me, but to the member of another clan. All I can tell you is to be careful of this.
Yes, I spoke too soon. I let my temper get the better of me. But ultimately, the relic was protected.
In the end, the relic was protected, yes.
I've been beaten before. I will survive. It is her scorn that hurts more. I'm sure your trials will tell you that it is a painful thing to disappoint one's sire.
She'll nod. It is. I know this. After all, I know I'm old, but I had my star. There was a time when I was young, when I disappointed her.
I can't imagine you disappointing anyone, Primogen.
She'll smile. Now, we all grow with time. We were all young, and we've all made mistakes. It's part of what makes us grow.
Well, I always find that the baths are rejuvenating for the skin.
Good. That's the purpose.
This one's rather small, though.
Unfortunately, I cannot afford all my baths to be large. You'll find that small baths have their advantages.
He sort of lays on his back, sort of stretching out. He fills most of the bath because Thorwald's nearly 7 foot tall. He's just like.
But you were right not to trust Saladrin.
Setites, the followers of Set are duplicitous. I don't think they can be fully trusted regardless. And they're heretics in the face of God. Sometimes it's hard to shake off my previous roles.
I judge not by clan. I judge by character. And something I've learned is the rule should not be to trust someone until they give you a reason not to, but to not trust them until they have given you a reason to trust them.
Do you trust me?
Just smile and nod. I trust you.
He smiles at that.
There are not many I can say I trust in the city, but you are one of them. Especially as a non-Toreador.
I find your hair color fascinating.
Sure, small. What does that remind you of?
It was a sign of prosperity and a kiss from the gods in ancient times. It is a rare color.
The gods, she'll say, as she presses on the S.
Well, Rome was not always holy, as far as I understand. I think the church might see it as a sign of being a witch. He smiles playfully.
So which one is it? Was I kissed by the gods or am I a witch? And she'll smile, and kind of her finger goes up. I suppose those are not mutually exclusive, are they?
It's certainly bewitching.
And she'll smile and she kind of plays with the water with her feet, kind of yeah, kind of kicking the water. That I am.
Elsewhere, I cannot say of your origins.
She'll smile. I was a young girl when I lost my family. Never had a chance to ask dear actually, yeah, say, dear maman and dear papa, where our family was from exactly, where we hailed from, what other origins we had.
I'm told I have the same. I resemble my father. That's all I know.
Sure, no.
But I have my mother's eyes.
Well, your mother had very beautiful eyes then.
I'm not too sure how to proceed forward now. I'm going to have to be a lot more cautious and withdrawn at court.
She was about to say something, and when when he said at court, she'll stop. Yes, at court. Do not be withdrawn everywhere you go.
I wish that my sire would send somebody more senior than me to represent the gangrel in day-to-day life. If she does not want me speaking for the clan, then there should be someone else.
She trusts. Sorry.
Gangrels seldom wander into the city.
She trusts you. You are her. You are her child.
I wish I could believe that she trusted me.
You think she doesn't?
I was not supposed to be. My embrace was a mistake. She had the right to embrace, but I was not her intended. I fear occasionally I may be sufficient, but
then why do you think she sends you to be the voice of Clan Gangrel?
I don't know. Everything I do reflects on her, so I must be careful. Her temper is powerful. He sort of turns his sort of stands up a bit more fully so you can see his chest, and it looks like he's been hit with a mace. You can see it's healed. He's up. He's like sort of. He's on like damaged. He's injured, but he's not crippled or anything. But you can see that like where he's been hit with a fist, it just like someone's originally just caved the whole bones in, and it's repaired itself.
Yeah, she's mildly surprised. She looks mildly surprised. Your sire is strong.
Gangle are notoriously strong as our remit.
And now she'll get up. I'm sure you will learn. As far as what you can do to go forward from this point is up to you. But do not. You can no longer be yourself. Always be yourself. Just make yourself evolve. Learn. There must always be a passion. There must always be an ardent flame, lit inside you. If you lose that flame, she'll think as she puts her finger to her chin. Well, let's just say that ardent flame that burns inside you, that lives inside you, is what attracts me to you. Do not lose that.
Well, I came because I wanted to lay amongst the roses for a while. I didn't expect to see you. I just wanted to be in your...
As I've said before,
vicinity.
As I've said before, you are a friend. It's my pleasure to see you.
But maybe Lady Priscilla commands you this evening.
Oh, I will go to her this evening. After this. And with that, she'll look at the door. Perhaps, I should go to her now. And she starts moving towards the door. As she goes, good evening, Thorvald. It was a pleasure to see you.
Thorvald gets up out of the bath.
She'll stop and smile at him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Lady Priscilla is a neonate.
OC, I'm not sure.
Neither am I.
Okay.
Margot would know.
Yeah, she didn't know, but I don't sure. She'll say, what are you gaining to, Thorvald? Thorvald?
Oh. He just looks at her. He's not quite sure how to say it because he doesn't want to demand for Primogen.
Yeah, if she takes a while, she'll say.
He just looks at her and he just says, sometimes a man needs to stand closer to the flame to feel it burn.
And she'll take us to a few steps towards him. She'll actually come quite close, and with her finger, she'll just caress his chest. And then she'll turn back and go back towards the door. Perhaps in a small way, I can give you a mild punishment. And
He's just sat there, like thinking another punishment. Fuck my life.
and just do not worry. It will be nothing that will hurt, or at least nothing that will hurt your body. In fact, it might be something that, well, maybe makes you smile. And she then, in one movement, well, in one go, as she leaves the room where he can no longer see her, she lets her robe go. So it's like you see her like her naked form for a few seconds, only the back of it, and you know she's naked, but you can't see her, which is her way of be like, haha, punishment.
Thor goes and picks up the dress. He just looks after her vanished form. And he says to himself, these women will be the death of me.
And I think this is a good place to end the scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll see you on another episode.